In today's video, I'm going to go over the song titled Something by the Beatles. I think this is one of their prettiest songs they've ever written. I believe George Harrison wrote this, but to me it's in their top 10 of all-time Beatles tunes, which is saying a lot because they wrote, what, 300-400 songs? Anyway, it's got a lot of opportunity for fills and other concepts which, you know, can be applicable across the board with many different tunes. So let me start out by doing it with Triads, because a lot of my students are saying, you know what if you're a beginner? So we'll go something like this. Turn up the volume. Right, and then we got like an E diminished, F major, and then like a D. And then we've got our 4 minors in a row. Drop the pinky finger. Right, and then triad. Now, what if we wanted to do open position? Something, a little fuller. Now let's do close with sevenths. That's better. My C major 7, now my C7, F major 7, D7, and then again we have our 4 A minors in a row, whereby we drop our pinky by half step, right, and then we do open, two. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to be filling this space. In other words, we play our melody, mounting away. We got a lot of time here. So what we want to do is we want to do a fill. And one of the types of fills we can do is what I call chord tones. The basic chord is C major 7. So we can do the notes of C major 7 as a fill. So I basically did the 7th of C major 7 up to the root, back. So basically those notes. There's my C major 7, right? I just chose to start on the 7th note because that's the last melody note that was struck. Okay, now the key to fills is to know where you're going. Now I know I want to play C7 in this position. And when you play a chord, the listener hears the top note. So they're going to hear this. Alright? So we want to drive toward a target top note, or a target note. In this case, B flat. So that's why I could have started lower. I could have went beyond. Okay, but I wanted to stick with chord tones. Okay, so that's one way to fill the space. Okay, you could also do notes of the C major 7, for example, the top 3 notes. That's the chord E minor, right? So I could arpeggiate E minor. Let's see what that sounds like. I want to get closer to that target, so I might start here. There we go. Okay, you just got to make sure you approach that target note by half step. So I'm going to start a little lower. I'm picturing E minor. See it? Here's my triad, first inversion, second. I'm picturing the notes of E minor. I could also break that E minor up. I could go to M. Right? But that didn't really get me close to my target. So I might start lower. To M. That type of thing. Okay, so basically there's 3 ways to fill. Chord tones, or some chord tones, like the top 3 notes of the C major 7, right? That's a little bit easier to arpeggiate. I call it the top 3. 1, 2. So I can approach that target note, or from either direction, below by half step or up above by half step. Okay, so there's a lot of meat there actually. Another thing you can do is you can do tenths in the left hand. Something. Now if you can't reach 1, 5, 10, just roll it. Right? Or I could do under 6. Now in measure 3, you've got C7, and then you got an active melody. You can do under 6 or under thirds. Now D7 open, first inversion. I like to do the D7 broken or tenths. So if you can reach the 10th or roll the 10th, basically walking the 10th. You can break it up to one thing in the way she'll move. And don't wanna leave her now. I'm going to arpeggiate the notes of this chord. See it? Basically it's the C augmented or the A flat augmented. Depends on how you want to think about it. Same notes. It's always safe to start your fill on the last melody note you struck. C, started on a C, up an octave, under thirds. There's your tenth. Again, open or tenths. Now we're going to do an arpeggio. Tenths, tenths, tenths. Now we're going to do our, or it could be either way. Probably down here is better and easier. I could do this open. Okay, so even if you can't reach the 10th simultaneously, you can break it up, and that's very effective. A myriad of ways to do things. Okay, so have fun with some of those ideas. It's a great song. And chord structures, you know, not a lot of sevenths, there's not a lot of ninths. but it's all about, how you fill this empty space and get a fullness, even though you're doing a triad. And that's best done by doing broken tense, root and then 5-10. Okay? So have fun with that. Practice hard, and if you'd like to view some more free instructional videos, just go to my website, pianoweb.com, click on the YouTube icon, and that will link you over to my YouTube channel where I have over 30 free for the viewing instructional videos. Hold on a second, I think that's the president. Call me back. If you would like to listen to some free instructional audio podcasts, go to my website, pianoweb.com or jazzpianoworld.com. Click on the drop-down menu titled Podcasts, and I have 10 or 12 free for the listening audio instructional podcasts. Have fun being creative with the Beatles tune titled Something.